Recognize Mr. McNerney for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank the witnesses for your testimony this morning. My first question goes to Honorable Manson. As you may know, I represent a large portion of the San Joaquin Delta, which is the most important estuary on the West Coast. A healthy Delta supports jobs for thousands of farmers and fishermen, small businessmen. And last week I met with senior officials from the Bay Delta Conservation Plan, which included a representative from the Westlands District. And I have to say what I heard was absolutely unacceptable. I cannot accept a massive canal or tunnel that would severely degrade the water quality for the entire Delta. So, in your opening statement, you mentioned the constitutional rights, including property rights, and I believe that we all agree with that. So I have a simple question for you. Do you think it's okay to use people's lands, to steal their water, and destroy their livelihoods without their consent?
Well, certainly not. But
Thank you.
I think the issue of the Bay Delta is one that is going to require a lot of cooperation from a lot of different entities. And the water users have funded a great deal of the planning and the habitat conservation aspects of the Bay Delta plan, and have not engaged in stealing anyone's land or water.
So then, by building massive tunnels in the Delta, where people who live there are adamantly opposed and are not included in the discussion and have been excluded from the process, is that okay? And that's what's happened. Those are the facts.
Well, I can't speak to the larger Bay Delta process. There are many moving parts to it, and many of which we don't participate in. We're looking for a stable, reliable water supply from the Delta, and along with that, we have funded scientific investigations into conservation efforts in the Bay Delta region.
So you're looking for a stable water supply. For example, a 15,000 CFS tunnel that would cause tens of millions of dollars in agricultural losses in the Delta.
There is no specific plan at this time.
That's one of the proposals. That's one of the proposals that has been advocated by Westlands. And do you think it's appropriate for the federal, state, and local agencies to sign agreements to fund the BDCP without any input from the Delta residents, which has happened?
Well, I don't know that that's happened, but I will take your word for it.
Okay, thank you. My next question is for Gary Frazier. The decline of the Delta ecosystem has important human implications, as you may know. Poor water quality is a severe threat to local farmers, and following record water diversions in the 2008 and 2009 periods, the California salmon fishery collapsed, costing thousands of jobs. The Central Valley Project Improvement Act required the interior to double wild salmon populations by 2002, but unfortunately we saw the opposite happen. Salmon declined. Doesn't the federal law require us to do more, not less, to protect the Delta ecosystem and the jobs that it supports?
Congressman, I'm afraid that I'm not an expert on that particular authority in that program, but I'd be very happy to get back to that specific question for the record.
Okay, thank you.